Hey everybody, this is first for me. I don't really do much on YouTube. I watched a video from a guy named Chris Collins. Chris, if you somehow happen to see this, thank you for doing your testimonial, your review of the M6-C cervical disc implant or replacement disc. I just finished my first consultation with Dr. John Steck in New Orleans at West Jefferson, actually Calicchia Neurological Center. And I'm scheduled for surgery 3 weeks from now using the M6-C artificial disc. So I'm excited about that. I've had some pretty serious symptoms over the last few weeks. It started out with simple numbness in my right arm, and it's just progressed since then. At one point I could tilt my head to the left and it kind of alleviated the problem, but it's gotten worse and worse to the point where I can't sleep unless I'm taking some pretty strong pain meds. So I really don't like that. I don't like taking drugs like that long term. That stuff can lead to bad things. So my MRI, I've had 2 MRIs. The first one showed C5, C6 disc degeneration with bulging disc, and same on C6, C7. C6, C7 is on the right side, C5, C6 is on the left side. So great, I got both sides, but I'm only symptomatic on the right. And after talking with Dr. Steck, he recommended doing a single level disc replacement. I have slight kyphosis at C5, C6, which is a contraindication for a artificial disc. If you have a bad spot to begin with, putting an artificial disc in there is potentially problematic. So it seems like some surgeons are okay with it, some are not. Dr. Steck recommended doing a fusion at that point, but he said if it's not symptomatic, just leave it alone for now. The M6 is only FDA approved for single level disc replacement, according to Dr. Steck. I'm going to do a little research because if you know me, you know I don't trust anyone, not even myself, when it comes to stuff like that. So I'll do my own research and make sure he's right about that. If he's wrong and it is FDA approved for multi-level, then that means my insurance would pay for that. And I would just assume get both at the same time if he's willing to do it. But for right now, I'm scheduled in 3 weeks to get one disc replaced, C6, C7, discectomy, that's a hard one to say, and disc replacement. From what I understand and all the reviews that I've seen online, videos that I've watched, and what Dr. Steck says, it's about an hour-long surgery. I'm going home the same day. He recommended that I'd be out of the office for maybe 2 weeks and be able to drive after a week. The reason for being out of the office is more due to the wound healing and just having a bandage on my neck, and driving after a week is probably, he didn't really say why, but I suspect because you got to turn your head to drive. And he didn't say anything about being immobilized. I don't think there's going to be a collar or anything that I have to wear after the surgery. It sounded like it was a minimal recovery, and from what Chris was saying, Chris Collins, again, shout out to you, it seemed like the recovery is going to go pretty well. I'm hopeful that I have the same experience. Well, anyways, I just wanted to start off. I just found out I'm having surgery. I'm pretty excited about it. If I can get rid of the pain, literally the pain in my neck, so that I can play with my kids again and enjoy them, enjoy the next few years of my life before C5, C6 becomes a problem and I either end up getting a fusion there or you know, whatever happens there in the future. Right now I'm excited. I'm looking forward to having all the sensation back in my arm. I guess maybe I should say a little bit about my symptoms. It started off in February, just some tingling in the arm. Then after we were quarantined for a while in March, I did a bunch of pressure washing. I was looking up the whole time for about 4 days, and really started to have some weird symptoms. I don't know if I can explain this in words, but I'll try. Your shoulder blade, there's a way that you can manipulate your muscles in your back and your shoulder to kind of make your shoulder blades stick out, kind of like I'll call it a bat wing. And I'm still able to do that on my left side, but on my right side, I lost that ability. I noticed it while looking in a mirror. I had I have the big mirror in my bathroom, and then I had a second mirror that I was holding overhead. And I was looking up and back at my back in the other mirror, and I tried to bring my shoulder blades together and just move, and stuff just wasn't moving right. And I have a feeling that's maybe not atrophy, but just inability to stimulate that muscle because of the compressed nerve in my neck. And then it progressed to, full-on numbness, discomfort at night. I went to see another neurological surgeon, Dr. Thomas Donner in Thibodaux. He's a great doctor. He only does ACDF, anterior cervical discectomy and fusion. I'll never learn how to say that word right. So he recommended multi-level fusion. I'm 34 years old. I don't really want to do that. So I got on the line and did the Google, and I found where the M6 disc was the hottest thing that's FDA approved and covered by insurance, hopefully. And so then there's a place you can search and find a surgeon in your area that's been through the M6 training. And Dr. Steck's name was on there. He's in network for my insurance. And someone that I know, his wife, had a fusion with Dr. Steck, and was very happy with the service and the knowledge that Dr. Steck had. So I set up an appointment, came out here to West Jefferson Hospital, met with Dr. Steck today, and discussed things. He looked at the 2 MRIs I had, and that's where I am now. Back to my symptoms. I'm getting a little off topic here. So trouble sleeping. Went to see Dr. Donner. He said let's try some muscle relaxers, because those had helped me to sleep and gave me some relief. And he said 50% of the time this kind of stuff goes away, 50% of the time it comes back. He said if it goes away, I'll never talk to you again, have a nice life. He didn't say it in any way rude. I actually completely appreciated the way he said it. He was hopeful that he never have to hear from me again, and so was I. But instead, that didn't happen. I went away with a 30-day supply of muscle relaxers, I think. Tried them out for a while, and right around Father's Day, which I don't know what day of the year that is, I probably should, but Father's Day 2020, it started getting worse again. So I was really struggling. And then we went on vacation shortly after that for July 4th. We went to Florida, Pensacola, Florida, with 3 kids, and it was a great vacation for the kids. I was miserable almost the whole time.